evening.
We're alive.
Are we?
I'm not.
I feel like this is really close compared to
No,
where we're usually at. Okay. Hello. Happy Traitors Thursday. Traitors, babe.
I feel like I missed most of it because I was exhausted.
You should go back and rewatch them because it was a fantastic episode.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very, very entertaining.
Well, I
laugh
did,
out loud, hilarious.
I did see all of the doll stuff, but we'll get there. Was that the highlight of the evening?
I mean, there were a lot of great moments, so I don't even know. I mean, it was definitely up there.
Mm-hmm.
Hello, welcome to the show. Welcome to the stream.
Hi.
How's everybody doing tonight?
Tired. So tired. Oh, I thought that was my hair sticking out over here, but it's actually part of this
the
sign.
Chalkboard.
Yeah.
You don't have a rogue triangle hair?
Not tonight. But sometimes I do because it's a mess up there. It's a mess.
What are you gonna do? Hello, everyone.
I'm gonna get a wig.
Why not? They're a lot of fun.
Exactly. Remember,
right, Bubby?
Every time we used to go to the mall and walk by the wig kiosk, and you would say, "Mom, can I get a wig today?"
We always said no. I'm sure they were very expensive. We never stopped to look at the prices.
They were. And then you said, "What about a partial wig?
What about a wiglet? Or just a clip-on ponytail?
A clip-on ponytail.
Maybe some bangs. I don't know. But it was always no.
Well, now you're free to get a wig.
It's true. It's true. Well, what did you think overall of tonight's episode before we get into it?
Oh, it was great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I had a lot of fun with it. I think Alan had a lot of fun too.
Alan was laughing out loud. He was lolling.
Yes. Sean and I watched.
He was la-la-ing and lolling.
Lala was bringing it, as she always does. Sean and I watched a very fun YouTube video a few days ago.
Mm-hmm.
It was basically, I think it was put out by Vanity Fair if you check their YouTube channel. But Alan Cumming was going back and watching clips from some of his famous, his most memorable roles, and it was amazing. It was a lot of fun. Of course, Romy and Michelle was in there.
Of course, I was just about to ask.
But he also was talking about the Traitors. So you guys should check it out.
What was his favorite season?
He didn't say.
Oh, it's like children. You have a favorite, but you can't tell them. Or maybe you can. Maybe you should. Maybe you shouldn't. Exactly.
But yeah, it's a very fun video if you guys are big Alan Cumming fans like we are.
Huge.
Yes. All right. Well, last time, this is episode 8.
Thank you, Sheena.
Last time, it was a big twist because the murdered,
it was a big cliffhanger.
It was a cliffhanger. The murdered person was going to find out face to face not only that they were murdered, but also they were going to see
the identity.
They're going to see who the traitors are. So that's pretty exciting for us. So there were only a few people that were eligible for this murder because a lot of other people had shields. So a
lot of shields this season.
There are a lot of shields. The only people that were eligible for this murder were Chriselle, Gabby,
right?
I'm trying to remember off the top of my head. Dylan, Tom Sandoval, Carolyn, not really because she's a traitor, but she did not have a shield, and Chriselle.
Right.
So before we find out who's murdered, they put the breakfast first, right? So we found out via breakfast, and then they went back and showed us the actual.
Well, I mean, they showed like a minute of breakfast.
No, they showed a bit. Because all the people that survived were coming in one at a time. So everybody that had a shield or was safe, whatever.
Oh, that's right. It came down to Chriselle and Dylan.
Why are you jumping ahead?
Because of the breakfast.
I know, but we got stuff to talk about at the breakfast.
Oh.
Well, first of all, Brittany is trusting Danielle. She's feeling good about her. They've mended fences. They're married now because of last week's challenge. Like, they touched bugs together. They're feeling good.
Bugs?
Remember they had their hands in the boxes?
Oh, yeah.
So
I was trying to block that out of my mind.
I know. But it was really a bonding thing for them. And Brittany does not seem to think that Danielle is a traitor.
Oh, he had surgery.
Oh, no.
He's having more.
Yeah.
This
Tom
is a
Sandoval,
very bad boy again.
I know. Bubby, please. We're working. Tom Sandoval was very surprised to find out that he survived. He was not expecting that. He thought he was going to be murdered. He would have been fine with being murdered at this point because he helped take out Boston Rob. So he was like, if I die, I'll be happy or whatever. But he was really nervous going into this that he was going to be killed. So he said he was wound so tight that only dogs could hear
his farts.
Bowie, did you hear any farts?
No, I didn't.
Tom Sandoval was on another level in this episode. Are you 100% sure that that's water?
Yeah.
Just make sure.
It is.
Okay. I just saw why you spraying him with like vinegar or something.
Yeah, it's fine.
Hanley the Cage Boy's here.
Yeah, Hanley. We have a super chat from Gail Murphy Comedy.
Gail, thank you so much.
She gave $1.99 of squirts for Bowie.
Oh, thank you.
And he will get every penny of it.
She said, "You go, women." Yeah.
Thank you.
The women are really kicking ass this season, I have to say. So anyway, yeah, Tom Sandoval, very surprised. So as did
he make this face?
Yeah, he did. Actually, he was like, because if you survived, you saw Alan, not the traitors.
Right.
So you're still seeing somebody, and he was like, I look down and I see like really fashionable shoes, and I don't think like any of you guys will wear them.
Oh my god.
Wait, Hanley says Tom was the unmasked singer tonight. Was he really?
Oh my god.
Is he everywhere now? Oh my god.
Pretty much.
I guess because he's not on Vanderpump Rules anymore. He's like, I gotta pay these bills. That's insane.
Where is he even living now?
I guess in his house.
I thought they had to sell it.
I don't know. I wasn't sure if they sold it or not.
I don't know, but David Cushmore.
David, thank you so much.
Says, did you get to watch the Super Bowl?
We did.
It was Eagles versus Chiefs. I watched the first 15 minutes and then I was like,
yeah,
what am I doing with my life?
I watched it because I just enjoy like the spectacle of it. I mostly watch for the commercials and the halftime show.
I already saw most of the commercials.
Well, sorry. I will say it was.
You don't know my life.
As someone who's not a big fan of football, it was entertaining to see the Chiefs get beat up because I'm not for that.
Spank.
That Butker. No,
get out.
It was pretty satisfying that he like didn't even get to play because
they didn't
get to do any kicks. Yeah. Okay, yeah, so it was Tom on the Masked Singer. That's hilarious.
Do you think it was him that got the kick?
What are you talking about?
The butt guy?
What are you talking about?
Because you said there was no kicks, but it was him who got the kick.
Sure. All right, let's get back into Traitors. So,
get it.
No. So Sam is waking up here. He's like, I don't want to be Ivar. I actually want to like play.
Do you think it was because he took off the headband?
Maybe his brains were like, they weren't getting squeezed tonight.
Expanded.
It's like when
my mind has been expanded.
It's like when you order something that is like vacuum sealed, and then you open it and it's like that
comes to life, like one of those mattresses that fits in like a tiny shoebox, and then it's like a king size when you open it up.
Exactly. So he was like, all right, let's do a little test here because they're all coming in one by one, the survivors. So let's ask them what Alan was wearing, because if somebody was a traitor, they wouldn't have gone through the whole dog and pony show to, just to see Alan at the end of the aisle there.
Right.
So Danielle's like, yeah, let's do that. Knowing like, oh, Carolyn is going to have to answer this question and it might not go so great.
No.
And Danielle and Carolyn are trying to work together right now.
Yeah. They don't hate each other anymore. Kind of.
Maybe. So Carolyn walks in and they're asking her, what was Alan wearing? And Carolyn's all like,
clothing? No, she was like,
yeah. She was not really coming up with any answers. No. Which is not great. That's not good.
So who puts their 2 cents in?
Well, I have to give Sam credit for even like
thinking of
doing this test.
That was pretty smart.
Pretty smart. But it was foiled by none other than Tom Sandoval.
Tom Sandoval.
Oh my god. He was like, yeah, Alan was wearing like this kilt thing and like the black and
the hat.
Oh my god.
Thanks, Tom.
Yeah, so he ruined that test, which was hilarious. And when he realized what he had done, he was like,
yeah.
So Carolyn saved by the Tom.
Mm-hmm.
So that's fun.
Saved by the dum-dum.
Yeah, but oh my god, that was intense. I was really nervous for her.
Mm-hmm.
So we do find out, like you were saying, it came down to either Dylan or Chriselle.
Right.
And we get to see.
I thought for sure it was going to be Dylan.
I did too. I really thought it was going to be Dylan.
Mm-hmm.
We did see.
I think he did too.
Maybe. We did see like the actual footage from the chapel.
The reveal.
Yeah. And Dylan he seemed pretty surprised to see Alan.
He said, "Oh, I'm not dead."
Yeah. I'm not dead yet. And
Chriselle also seemed pretty surprised that she was dead.
Yeah, and then Carolyn and Danielle were just like taking off the hoods.
What did you think about Chriselle not even wanting to acknowledge that it was Carolyn and Danielle standing there? They were all like,
what was awkward?
And Chriselle was just like,
there wasn't a lot of conversation going back and forth. It was really just Danielle handing her the envelope.
I have a note for you.
Yeah, so that was awkward. But she did say in her confessional, Chriselle, she was very surprised that Danielle was a traitor, and she was shocked to find out that Carolyn was a traitor.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, they gave her the reason for banishing her. Basically, she was too much.
She was too faithful.
Because she was
Nobody would have ever believed that she was a traitor.
She was never going to end up being banished because people just knew her takes were not good. She's a faithful. So
we have another super chat from David Cushmore, and he said,
"Thank you.
Are you going to watch Captain America: Brave New World? The movie starts tomorrow."
That's definitely one that I would consider watching later on, like when it's streaming somewhere. But it's probably not one that I would see in the theater.
Right.
Not because I'm not into it. It's just not like something I feel like I need to see in the theater immediately.
That's not the kind of movie I want to see.
We do want to see Paddington 3 though. Paddington
and we
Peru.
Will.
Yes. So we will be seeing that in the theater. Yeah, so anyway, after the murder, Sandoval is a mess. He's got survivor's guilt. He did not think he was going to make it through this round. He's talking to a stag statue.
He's praying to it, not just talking. He said, "Stag God, help me."
Help. It's a lot. It's a lot.
He wrote help on his eyelids, and he closed his eyes to the stag.
Yeah.
So,
help. Sam, he's feeling pretty good about what he's doing here. So he is.
I mean, he's kind of onto something, but does he know it?
Well,
kind of.
He's really going in the wrong direction here because he's like, I think we need to revisit the coffin theory. So he's referring to when Sierra, Nikki, and Jeremy were placed in the coffins, and then Jeremy was murdered. And there was that whole theory of like one of the traitors was definitely in those coffins. Obviously, Jeremy's gone, Nikki's gone. So he's like, I think that Sierra is a traitor.
No, wrong, bad.
He is very much invested in this, and he's got Brittany on board with this. She's thinking, that makes a lot of sense. I think you're right.
Yeah.
No, but that's for later. All right. It's time for this week's challenge.
Oh my God.
And it was a lot of fun for us to watch.
It was dolls.
Yeah. So Alan was like, you guys need to divide up into 2 teams of 5. One team is going to be staying in the castle. One is going to be coming into the woods with me.
It was kind of like a telephone game.
It was. Absolutely. And he said, the only people that are going to be having a shot at the shield are the ones that come into the woods with me.
Oh.
So, of course, everyone's like, oh, I should get this. Like, I haven't had a shield in like 2 weeks, blah, blah, blah. I haven't had a shield since the beginning. Some of these people go for the shield every time.
Yeah.
But the people that went out to the woods, we've got Brittany, we've got Danielle, we've got Tom Sandoval, Sierra, and Ivar.
Right.
Everybody else staying in the castle.
Right.
So the way this works, only one of those people, by the way, could potentially get the shield. It's not for everybody.
Well, there's a whole bunch of creepy. I thought it was 2 people could get a shield.
No one.
I thought 2 shields were up for grabs.
I thought it was just the one.
I thought it was 2, but I thought
maybe, but I thought it was just the one.
if you know, leave it in the comments.
Okay. And there was 20K up for grabs in this challenge.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so Alan takes the outside of the castle group, dollhouse group, to this creepy ass wooden shack in the woods.
Would you call it a hunting lodge for rich weirdo dolls?
I'd call it Barbie's Nightmare House.
Oh, Barbie's murder house?
Yeah, Barbie's murder house is fitting. I think that's pretty good.
These were some creepy ass, moldy, stuffy, dusty, old rags of dolls.
Oh.
Some had broken faces because they were like those porcelain dolls.
People kept dropping them on the floor too, which didn't help.
Didn't they break a couple of heads?
I think so. Yeah. Well, anyway, for this challenge, some of these dolls, well, I think a bunch of them had messages. Some were like, "You're gonna die. I hate you." But
really?
some of but some of them,
wow, I didn't see that part.
Were like, it reminded me of number 1 in Twin Peaks with the backwards audio.
Yeah,
you know what I'm talking about.
And the guy dances backwards.
Yes, it reminded me of that. But it also reminded me of, did you guys ever see the Katy Perry video where she was recording music for the Sims game?
No.
And she was singing her own songs backwards. It reminded me of that as well. So
how do you
weird.
even know how to sing it backwards?
I don't know. I guess
she's the devil.
They probably turned it backwards and then she learned it that way,
Yeah.
Very weird. But anyway.
Did it say Paul is the Eggman or
I don't know. They had to find which dolls were singing children's nursery rhymes backwards. They had to learn that rhyme or learn that song, call the other group, recite what they had heard, and then this group has to record it and then play it back, play it forwards, and try and figure out which nursery rhyme it was. And then they had to give that answer back to the outdoor group, and then that group could submit their answer to
What
Alan.
if they knew what it was without playing it backwards? Because your father
you could potentially figure it out.
them out before,
I guess it would still count, right? Yeah. I don't know the exact ruling on that, but right. I think you could potentially do something like that.
You know who was taking the lead on this one? The world's worst singer. Tom Sandoval.
One of the most extras.
Tom Sandoval.
He's like, I think I'm the only one in this castle who's got any musical talent. Obviously he's not including Alan,
really,
who's been on Broadway. Okay, but also Tom Sandoval musical talent. I don't think so. Okay, so anyway, he was trying to take the lead here. Also, the people in the cabin were getting sprayed by water, and they were not expecting it. So they were very shook up by that. They're all, what the F?
Hanley said, Tom shook a doll.
Yeah.
He was really getting into this.
He was all that's him.
Yeah.
So he was trying to really make things happen here. A lot of people were wasting time looking for Shield. And Sierra actually found a clue about where to find the shield, but she didn't see where this bear was that the clue was directing her towards. So,
she did find it eventually.
She did find it eventually.
It was covered up in leaves.
Yeah, I think it ended up being outside because somebody threw it out there or whatever.
Feces leaves.
Yeah. So she ended up getting the shield, but everybody wasted a whole lot of time looking for this thing. And then
this thing.
Finally, they start working on these nursery rhymes.
What have you got, sir? Oh, okay.
I
think it's just his little Jack Skellington.
Yeah. I don't know if it's creative editing or what, because I have a hard time believing that they actually finished all of these rhymes in this challenge. They actually got 4 out of 4. I don't know about that. Like, it came down to the last few seconds, as it usually does.
I think this show always relies on creative editing.
And, like, it's fine, because it's entertaining enough to get away with it, but it's also like, I don't know how realistic that is. But
on the first episode, I was like, I'm not buying this.
Yeah. Because
of the first season.
Yeah. Because of Tom Sandoval's musical genius.
Sandoval.
They were able to bank $20,000. They got all of the riddles, or not the riddles, all of the
They gotta start racking
correct.
up some prize money here. Otherwise, this is gonna be pitiful AF.
Yeah. I mean, they gotta do it.
Gotta do it.
But oh my god, that was so entertaining to watch. Just the ridiculousness of it all. It was fun.
Yeah.
And then when they were like playing it back and trying to figure out what song it was, there was
let's run over to the machinery. Let's run back. Let me shake a dog.
That was giving Clue, running from room to room.
It reminded me of when they do the telephone game on Claimed Fame.
Yeah, that's always a favorite.
Very much so a favorite.
I love that show. Yeah, so they got all the prize money for that one.
Mm-hmm.
So now it's back to trying to figure out who these traitors are.
Right.
So Carolyn actually goes to Sierra and lets her know, hey, people are bringing up the coffin theory. Now, Carolyn does not want Sierra to go. Ideally, Carolyn would love for Brittany to be banished, because Brittany is an obstacle between her and Danielle.
Yes,
and
absolutely.
them working together to get to the end.
She knows the history between Danielle and Brittany.
Well, I think she also is like, I'm not letting you keep your bestie here. You're going to put her before me, and I can't have that.
Mm-hmm.
So she does let Sierra know, people are saying your name. You need to be ready for this round table. And Sierra's like, you know what? Maybe it's Brittany. Her name's been thrown around a bit. Maybe it's Danielle. Like, in any case, those two are super tight, and they need to be broken up.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Carolyn is really, really good at games.
She is.
Especially this game and Survivor.
Mm-hmm.
Jury management wasn't so great, whatever, but
I also think she deserved more votes when she got to the Survivor finale. Or any votes.
Yeah, that's true. But this game, she is super perceptive.
Yeah. She can see through the BS.
Yeah.
Dylan, he's still pushing that Brittany thing. He's all, oh, Derek told me before he left that he thought that Brittany and Rob were traitors. Obviously, they were correct about Rob.
Right.
So he's like, Brittany probably is too. His dude is always going to be hanging on to what Derek said. Always!
Yes. Well, Tom said girls are more likely to be cheaters. I mean, traitors.
Oh my God, yeah. So we're at the round table now. And wait, where are you? Oh, you skipped a few things.
Oh, did I?
Yeah. Can we talk about that though at the round table? How Tom was like, yeah, like we've already gotten 2 guys out, and like it's proven that women are more likely to be cheaters, and everyone was like, what the F are you saying? Like they jumped down his throat.
Yeah.
And rightly so. And he was like, oh no. I meant traitors, not cheaters. Okay. That was wild. It was definitely a fun moment for us to watch. But anyway, Alan mentioned something at the round table about how they're like not going to know after a certain point if they're getting rid of faithfuls or traitors. It sounds like they're not going to be doing the circle of truth for the whole run here.
Do they always, or is this something
I feel like
new
this is
season?
new, isn't it? I don't remember them doing that before.
Yeah.
Unless he's talking about like right at the end. But no, I thought they revealed at the end too. Maybe they changed it. I don't know. But he's like, you're going to have to rely on your gut instinct here, and you're not going to know who's a traitor and who is a faithful.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see. We'll see how that plays out. I don't know. That's not a factor right now, but down the line, it's going to be interesting.
Mm-hmm.
So once they get into the conversation bit of the round table, Sierra is the first one to speak up. And she's like, listen, I hear you guys are bringing up the coffin theory again. I'm not a traitor.
Theory.
Yeah, she does mention, however, Jeremy, who was killed during the whole coffin thing, the last person that he was suspecting like the last name he was bringing up before he was murdered was Danielle. And then all of a sudden he's murdered. And she's right about that. Like, that's exactly how it went down.
Mm-hmm.
So she's definitely trying to throw Danielle's hat into the ring.
Mm-hmm.
People are like kind of, but it seems like they have already decided at this point what they're going to do.
Mm-hmm.
So that's not great for Sierra.
No.
So yeah, I mean, everybody goes back and forth a bit. Brittany is called into question again. But it seemed pretty clear throughout this roundtable who was going to be going. So they get into the votes, and Sierra was voted out unanimously, except for her own vote. Yeah, she voted for Brittany.
Vote for herself.
I mean, maybe you could, but why would you?
Do you think she would have if she could have?
I don't think so.
Oh,
I don't think so.
Well, Dylan said, "This is stupid. I hate it."
He felt really bad.
I just went with crowd mentality. Feeding frenzy.
Yikes. So it's time for Sierra to step into the circle of truth,
and
she reveals that she is a faithful.
F you, I'm out.
Oh, I mean, she did have a potty mouth.
Yeah. She had 90% of the F-bombs on this series.
She had a lot. But anyway, another faithful gone. Everyone was all when she revealed that.
Come on, it was so obvious that she was a faithful.
Was it?
Yes.
I mean, I could definitely see why they thought she was a traitor, especially because, as Brittany brought up, Sierra was the only one who voted with Rob last week for Brittany to go. So she was like, well, Rob's a traitor, maybe you're a traitor. Like, she was definitely up Boston Rob's butt. So I wouldn't have been like, I could see the line of thinking there. Like, it makes sense. There were some good points made for sure. I think some strong arguments there.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's that. And now it's time to move on, because there's still going to be a murder.
Someone's going to be dead.
Yeah. So Carolyn was trying to find out who has the shield, because Danielle was there. She knows. But she can't just like go up to Danielle in front of everyone and be like, who had the shield?
Well, they did meet up, and she asked Danielle.
Danielle said she was going to tell her later when they're in the turret. But she was also asking Tom Sandoval, because Tom was in the outdoor group, and Tom was all, I'm not saying, like, because he figures if they don't let that information out, maybe all of the people that were outside will be safe, because the traitors won't want to risk picking somebody who could potentially have a shield. So he's trying to do that whole thing. Sure. But yeah, Carolyn also asked Danielle. They had a moment alone. And Danielle said, I'll tell you later. But guess who walks out while they're talking?
Dylan.
I think Dylan also felt self-conscious in that moment, though. It wasn't like a gotcha on Danielle and Carolyn, because he was caught in that secret room, basically.
And they were like, what were you doing in there?
He was in there with Ivar and Sam, so it's not a great look.
No.
It's not a terrible look, but it's not a fantastic look either. So he was kind of all like,
yeah.
I don't think he really heard anything they were saying about like being up in the turret or anything like that. But definitely interesting.
I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, it's time for the traitors to meet up in the turret.
Oh.
Yes.
Put on your hoods.
Yes. So Danielle.
Knock.
Yeah, Danielle does let Carolyn know that Sierra had the shield. She was banished with it. It's gone. Carolyn was definitely skeptical about it. She wasn't sure if that was legit or not. Which it was. But she doesn't know that. So Danielle's insisting Sierra had the shield. We're good. But then knock on the door.
Oh, who is
Alan.
it? It's Alan in his baby pilgrim outfit.
Love it. Love the looks tonight.
Yes. The looks keep coming. All right. So yeah.
Alan lets them know that they have two choices tonight. They can either murder a faithful, as usual, or
forego the murder and recruit or try to recruit, aka seduce, a faithful
I'm assuming if the faithful says no, they're out. Like, that counts as a murder.
Yeah.
So it's an important choice here because we're getting down to it. We have, what, 9 people left at this point? And 2 out of the 9 are traitors. So if you don't murder and you try to recruit someone, you're gaining another number.
Right.
You have a little bit of a buffer, maybe somebody to throw under the bus in front of you if you're in trouble. So there is that angle. But you could take the risky route of just murdering somebody and trying to get to the end with who you already have.
Join in.
Yeah. Also, if you get to the end with just the two of the originals, you get to split the money less ways. So there's a lot to consider here.
Well, Danielle definitely wants to recruit someone. She does not want to murder someone.
I wonder who she wants to recruit.
Oh, I don't know. Maybe Brittany?
Well, okay, here's the thinking. Number 1, she's super close to Brittany. But number 2, everybody suspects that the remaining traitors are women because they've already caught 2 male traitors.
And there's no way that the show would have all male traitors.
I mean, you never know.
I don't think they would.
But the women are really in the hot seat here. So Danielle's thinking, what if we pick another woman and she can kind of be like a human shield?
Suspect.
She can be a human shield in front of us. Also, I think she just really wants to work with Brittany. She trusts Brittany. And Carolyn's like, no. She wants to murder. And even if they are going to recruit someone, she would prefer Gabby over Brittany. She would not feel comfortable picking Danielle's bestie to join them because she feels like she would be the third wheel, the odd one out.
More than usual.
So they're really butting heads about that. It wouldn't be season 3 without the traitors butting heads. Because that's been the story all season.
Gotta love it.
Yeah.
Makes the show interesting.
So we don't know what they decided yet, if they're going to be murdering or seducing. We're going to find out next week.
It kind of looks like they're going to be seducing.
You think so?
I do.
What do you think the move is? Murder or recruit?
I think they're going to recruit
I mean, what do you think is the better move?
Murder.
You think murder?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard to say. I don't know.
I think it's going to be murder. I mean, I think that's the best move. Because you don't want to dilute the prize pot. You don't want to shorten the show when you still need it to be longer, or maybe they need it to be shorter. You know, depending on what's on after it or whatever. I don't know. It's on Peacock.
I don't know.
It's on Peacock.
Yeah, it's tough to say what the move is here. I'm not really sure, honestly.
Sleep is overtaking me.
I was going to say, I see your eyes closing. All right. Well, next time is going to be really exciting because, of course, we're going to find out what the traitors decided to do. But also, Kate and Parvati are coming back.
They're coming back in black and white.
Yeah. So I guess they're probably going to be like hosting a challenge or something.
Probably. Or maybe they are the challenge.
What if they're joining the cast again? No.
Too late.
That'd be hilarious, though.
It's too late. I would say yes, maybe a couple weeks ago. But now?
I'm just funning.
Do you think they'll tell them that they're joining the cast?
No. Oh, God. But it's going to be a lot of fun to see them come back. They're both queens of the traitors.
Bees.
Yeah.
So tired.
All right. Well.
Sorry, this is
No,
for
it's
real.
okay. It's for real.
This
She's like really tired.
Even me pretending, because I did not sleep last night because the cat was sneezing nonstop.
Yeah. Plus, you're still trying to catch up on sleep from the other night, too.
9 hours in the emergency room.
Yeah. So I think we're going to have to call it here. I'm sorry we can't do a little extra chat tonight, but she really needs to rest. Like, really.
Like, my body is shutting down.
Yeah, you need to sleep. So thank you all so much for being here. We hope you have a wonderful weekend. And we'll see you next week.
Or tomorrow.
Yeah, also check out our other channels.
If you watch videos on Vegan is Fork, there's a video going up tomorrow.
We have a new crochet video that came out today on Granny by Nature Crochet.
Right. And yeah.
And you're watching Madrosed D on the Madrosed D channel.
Oh.
So thank you all again for being here. Have a great night. And until next time,
Much love.
Bye, everybody. Bye.
Bye. Good night.